What's up everybody, my name is Kyle, and it actually feels really good saying this, but today I am reviewing a film, and that film is Wonder Woman 1984. I thoroughly enjoyed the first Wonder Woman film so much that I gave it a 9 out of 10 rating and declared it as my second favourite film of 2017. So going into this movie, I did have high expectations. Directed by Patty Jenkins once again, this is the sequel to the 2017 film, which, you guessed it, is set in the summer of 1984. Diana, now a Smithsonian, uncovers an ancient artifact that grants wishes, but can these wishes have dire consequences for those with big desires? Diana, Wonder Woman, played by Gal Gadot, is still a likeable, strong character. I thoroughly enjoyed the first film and thought she saved Justice League and BVS from completely sucking, as she was an excellent supporting character. In this film, she is heartbroken and alone after losing Steve during the First War. Her desire is for him to come back, but the consequence of this is the loss of her strength as a superhero. This becomes a difficult battle she has to face with the oncoming conflict. I still think Gal does a wonderful job as Wonder Woman, an empowering superhero who kicks ass and inspires many, and is someone we actually need right now. But I feel like her emotional cues are rushed, especially with revoking her wish. It just happens too quickly. Barbara Minerva, Cheetah, played by Kristen Wiig, is a character that I liked up to a point. But I'll be honest with you, if you got rid of this character from the film, it would still work, because to me, she wasn't completely necessary, only showing Diana's flaws in the third act of the film. Barbara is the polar opposite to Diana, and wishes she was more like her in every single way. This wish does come at a cost, as it makes Barbara lose her humanity and all the things that made her likeable. I really thought they jumped into the cheetah aspect very lazily in the final part of the film. Like out of nowhere, boom! She's a fully fledged cheetah. It would have been better if they saved her becoming the fully fledged cheetah for the next film. Besides, they only showed her as Cheetah in one small fight at the end of the film in a dark setting to hide the really bad CGI. Oh god. Maxwell Lord, played by Pedro Pascal, was pretty decent as a villain. His desire is to be the wealthiest and the best, as well as becoming the literal artifact. This consequentially comes at the cost of him forgetting the things around him that were more important, i.e. his son. His con man characteristics and cunning were what I liked about the character, and these were villainous traits, as well as literally becoming a god by the end of the film. What would have been nice was maybe a flashback or something that made us understand how Lord came across the artifact. Like out of the blue he just knows about it and obsesses over it, and then he just steals it like that. How did you know about this artifact? Explain! Favourite sequences. I like the opening sequence on Themyscira, as that was really enjoyable. We are all taught the meaning of the film in that sequence, which is no hero is born from lies, and the importance of truth, as well as cheating, coming at a great cost. Despite the CGI work, I really loved seeing Diana flying in the film. It was a cool, freeing moment, as if you, the audience, were with her, escaping the world around you. The good points of this film. The 80s iconography and style was really nice, and the casting for this film is pretty good, with some decent performances. In a way, this film allows you to escape the world we live in, which I suppose is also quite a nice thing. Fight sequences were not terrible either and were entertaining, but nothing as good or close to the first film, where certain scenes were jaw-dropping. The bad points of this film. This film is way too long. At 2.5 hours, there is either scenes that could have been trimmed back or cut out completely. Some of the plot is just lazily written and rushed, or just not explained properly. Like, how do they fly a jet from the US to Egypt and then back again without it running out of fuel? The CGI in places looks very unfinished and could have been developed after it was delayed. Mind you, this was during the pandemic, so fair play. But it just felt like in some cases that this film was shot and made in the 80s. The importance of the golden armour became irrelevant at the end of the film. It was spoken about and showed off in a grand way during the film on how powerful it was and how it stopped man from harming the Amazonians, but when Diana wears it in the final fight, he gets ripped to shreds in minutes by Cheetah, and then Diana just ditches it completely. Like, what was the point in that? In conclusion, I would rate Wonder Woman 84 a 6.5/7 out of 10. This is nowhere near as good as the first film. My expectations for this film were high, as I thoroughly enjoyed the first film. Naturally, of course, the sequel was a tough act, with lazy writing, plot falls, an unfinished CGI, and a side villain that could have been used for the third film. On the positive side, at least this film allows us to escape from this world that we currently live in, and also, Gal Gadot still does a really good performance as Wonder Woman. So comment down below if you've seen Wonder Woman 1984. What did you think of it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What were your favourite sequences? Who were your favourite characters? And what rating out of 10 would you give this film? Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!